we stand together, we'll never fall. We can make a difference and answer the call.
Hey, good morning and welcome back to another episode of the All Around Growth Podcast, a show that provides insight and tools to build the life and homestead of your dreams. My name is Rob Kaiser and I am your host. Today is Thursday, April 14th, 2022. This is episode number 326 of the show, and I am kind of excited today because today is Thursday, and that means we have an Old Farmer's Almanac episode today, where on today's date in the show notes, you can learn more about who was born this day, what happened today in history, and more. And believe it or not, there are 68 days until summer begins. And I was talking with my partner yesterday, my new partner, Andre, just remarking that it was 3 weeks since I had last touched a document that we share and work on together. And it seems like time is flying now because it is the springtime. For those of us who work in the industry who are actively homesteading, the season is definitely upon us and time is at a minimum with everything going on. So what is going on? Well, before we look into what's going on today, let's take a look at a brief poem from Jito Tenmo. Has spring passed away? Did summer already come? Lo, Kaguyama. There the white gowns are seen being dried. It appears to be a Japanese poem. Jito Tenmo lived from 645 to 703. In today's show notes on the date, April 14th, 2022, we can read about lilies. With colorful star-shaped flowers, lilies give star power to summer gardens. Although it's best to plant these bulbs in late summer, you can also plant them in spring once the ground is workable. And you can learn more in the article linked to in the show notes. Just click on the date, learn more, read more there. You can also read how to harden off plants. And hardening off plants is the process of getting your indoor grown seedlings accustomed to life outdoors, and you can learn more how to safely move your young plants into the garden and without stalling their growth. So there are some tips in the show notes as well. There's also an article on how to grow a tea garden and 10 herbs for tea. So if you're interested in tea, you might want to check out the show notes, click on the date, and read an article that details out 10 best herbs for tea. From mint to chamomile, homemade herbs are not only make the best flavorful tea, but also have healing benefits. So check that out. If tea is your thing, I think I will be reading that myself. And what we are going to dive into today is how to make vegetable stock out of kitchen scraps. And as I perused this earlier, I thought I sent this to myself, but I did not for ease of reading. But well, we might just have to wing it, guys, because look, it's dark out, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna wing it. I like these. We're gonna wing it because I'm short on time. It's a 6:15, man. It's springtime. It's digging season. I got a lot going on, and I've got a busy day today with some follow-up on with the functional medicine doctor today. So I'm trying to get in early. I'm trying to get my days rolling because well, guys, it's the springtime, all right? And what I tried to do was email myself this other document and on vegetable broth, but it didn't go through. Email it to myself because I've got the settings on my phone, the second phone that I use, to dark mode, and it is a little bit easier on the eyes while behind the wheel. But we're not doing that because the email didn't send and it didn't take. The long and short of it is there's an article on vegetable broth, and I used to keep bones from whatever I cooked. Chicken, pork, beef, I'd separate the bones, I'd keep them for stock, and periodically I would make a stock. Now I also did this with vegetable stock, vegetable chunks, little chunks of onions, broccoli stems, whatever. And I will say that the most delicious food I've ever eaten came from a homemade vegetable stock where this was done the exact same way. This brings me back to my days in North Carolina where I ate some Swedish meatballs and other delicious foods made by a fiddler named Mark, who, I don't know, befriended everyone it seems like he came across and taught me some ins and outs of cooking. We connected through the slow food movement, and it was really a blessing to cross paths with him. And I guess this is all fresh on my mind this morning because I played tunes last night. I debated setting up the camera or my laptop because I can stream off the laptop live. But towards the end of the night, I had just gotten off the inversion table, and I was wearing nothing but my long underwear and a long sleeve shirt, fiddling tunes, and just wasn't the it wasn't the most aesthetically pleasing sight. So we'll do that another time, but I think I am going to do that. I'm going to follow Brian Norton from Scramblin' University. I'm going to follow his lead, his tip, and just do it. So shout out to Brian, shout out to Scramblin' University for inspiration and motivation on the live streaming. Appreciate you, bro. But really, the you know, aside from vegetable broth and the topic of the day from the Old Farmer's Almanac, one other thing that crossed my mind this morning when I was reviewing these topics quickly as I got ready for my day was that this feels like home. This feels normal to me. Reading from the Old Farmer's Almanac, a book that's been in publication since 1792. All right? From the 1700s. Reading this old knowledge, this old wisdom, this makes me feel like I am where I should be in life. All right, I am in my mid-40s doing a podcast right here, right now, talking with you about Swedish meatballs and vegetable broth and old-time music, things that have been a part of my life for 20 years at this point. And I'm realizing that having gone through and walked the path that my life has led me to walk, that's a big part of who I am. That's what I was passionate about. And the time and quite frankly, that time in my life in North Carolina, that's when I was the most happiest in life. And also, that's the time when I was probably the most poor, but not in debt. Follow me? Like, I was struggling. I was working a full-time / part-time job at an arboretum, cutting grass but with no benefits, the North Carolina Arboretum for the University of North Carolina, Asheville campus. I worked another job at Home Depot part-time, nights, trying to make ends meet, and then on other evenings or weekends, I had a half-ton pickup truck, 5-speed, 93 F-150, and I would do some side jobs, do whatever I could to make an extra buck, and playing music, playing old time. Now, I had shit instruments at that time, and was but I was having a great time, and that's what I revisited last night, and that's what I revisit every time I play music. And man, I miss it, and I don't do it enough. I feel myself getting a little emotional as I talk, for those of us who play, for those of us who make music a big part of our lives through festivals or just simply going to shows. It's tremendous. And I guess as I get to a point where I'm wrapping up today's episode, I realize that passion, that's something I've been missing out on. And that's okay. Sometimes we get out of balance in life, and we can find it. We can find it. We can find balance in life very easily. 2 simple steps. 1, Financial Peace University. 2, goals. I'll link to Financial Peace University in the show notes as well. I will also link to the 2022 Goal Setting Workbook by Dan Miller, which is applicable at any time of the year and any year for that matter. So if you want to move forward and make some progress in life, check out the show notes to learn more. Stop making excuses and make it happen. Real quick, one last closing thought before I conclude is that reading the Old Farmer's Almanac this morning, again, just one last thought, it made me feel like I'm living the life I should live. Waking up, literally jumping out of bed this morning, feeling rested, ready to attack the day. The Old Farmer's Almanac is going to be a bigger part of my life and a bigger part of your life as well, should you continue listening to the show. So that, guys, is it for today. Look forward to wrapping up tomorrow with an audience feedback show. This is Rob Kaiser, and thank you.
In a world of pain, what can I do? The needs are many and answers a few. People turn away and I wonder why. can make a difference and answer the call. You know the times are wasting every day, and we can help somebody along the way. People may think that it's odd that I believe in friendship and love. Truth is always the best way to the world that may seem odd. I'm an odd fellow. You're an odd